What's going on, everyone? The Phoenix Suns have had quite the interesting offseason, obviously with the whole sovereign situation and what's going on with that, and then obviously him getting a slap on the wrist given the circumstances and what he did. And now you have the minority owner coming in requesting for him to resign and step down and sell his portion of the team. And I don't think that that's going away anywhere anytime soon. You see all the players coming out speaking on it, even Chris Paul, and it just is not a good look for the organization and the team. That's going to be a dark cloud carrying over this team for this entire season. Obviously, you have the whole DeAndre Ayton situation, right? You got a center that doesn't really want to be there, who essentially quit on you in Game 7 and refused to go back into the game and all that drama. He signs the offer sheet with the Pacers, and of course, you're not going to let him go, so you got to match it. And it's just, there's a lot of questions. They have to, re-sign Cam Johnson, give him an extension, and the Phoenix Suns want to look to go in other directions. So there are offers for potential trades for Jae Crowder. Miami is a team that has been linked, maybe that reunion. Jae Crowder is a very solid veteran 3-and-D style player. He's still only 32 years old, so he's not like, that old to where a team wouldn't like his veteran presence, things like that. So I definitely think that there will be a field for Jae Crowder. Also, I think a lot of this has to do not so much with Jae Crowder as a player and them wanting to upgrade, although that's kind of what they've said, that he's a piece that they want to move Cam Johnson into a more, prominent role, give him more shine, more play time and stuff, and they're looking to try to acquire pieces that can upgrade the team now and kind of put them further into contention otherwise. But I think a lot of it also has to do with just the drama going around with Jae Crowder this offseason and last season. There was a lot of reports and rumors of just like locker room issues and him and the team not really getting along too great. There's always kind of been questions about Jae Crowder and his locker room presence and if he's really a team guy or more of a headache. So I think Phoenix is going to want to ship him out as soon as possible. But I really think Phoenix takes a step back. I really do. I think this season they're going to regress. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to be a playoff team or anything like that, but I think that they're going to have a hard time this year. I wouldn't be shocked if they're like the 4th or 5th seed, something like that. Just you don't have that cohesiveness. You just have all like the chaos and drama going on behind the scenes. You have one bad day. That bad day gets amplified. It's just how those things go when you're dealing with the problems and things that are going on with the Phoenix Suns. Hopefully that isn't the case. Hopefully Phoenix comes in and they're the number 1 seed and they can kind of get back into the contention standard. I would love to see that be the case, but I just think there's just so much going on leading in from last season now into this season, them underperforming and losing to the Dallas Mavericks. I think that was a huge upset, and not just losing, but getting completely just destroyed, like back of the barn, old school whooping on your home court. I think that hurt. The DeAndre Ayton thing, I just think there's a lot going on with the Suns nonetheless. But, hopefully they're successful. And then, obviously, the whole Bojan Bogdanovic situation. There's lots of talks that the Phoenix Suns want to find a way to acquire him, maybe even like a Jae Crowder in a first. They'd have to give up some other piece just to match the money because Jae Crowder is at, about $10 million. Bogdanovic is at 19.5, so they'd have to give in like a Dario Saric, something along those lines. So Phoenix is definitely a team that's linked to that, but is Bojan Bogdanovic a guy that they would want to give a first-round pick for? Now, I think he would be fantastic next to Chris Paul and Devin Booker, a guy that averaged 18 points a game, just an absolute sharpshooter. I think he's a guy that would fit in seamlessly, and Chris Paul would be able to get him in his spot, get the ball in his hands exactly where he wants it, exactly where he needs it. I think that there's a lot of potential for Bojan Bogdanovic on that team. Him having a traditional point guard rather than like a Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. Not saying that there's anything wrong with Mike Conley. Mike Conley is definitely a grit and grind style point guard. But come on, you're talking Chris Paul, point guard. Like that's a different level. He's gonna put Bogdanovic in positions he's never been in before, if they are able to acquire him. And it makes a lot of sense of why they'd want to acquire him. But is he worth a first to the Phoenix Suns? Many people might argue yes. But on top of giving up a first, you got to give up, you got to move off of Jae Crowder, and you got to move off of another piece. What does Utah want beyond the first? Not just that, but are the Suns willing to give up multiple pieces to go get Bogdanovic? I don't know. We'll see how that unfolds. Obviously, the Suns are are a team that would hugely benefit from that, but the Lakers, they're a team that is, based on reports, still in negotiations with the Utah Jazz, trying to work out a deal to acquire Bogdanovic. So there is some competition there. Maybe Phoenix looks at it as like, hey, we would rather have Bogdanovic than the Lakers have him. So let's go do that. That's a piece that could really make us, take us to another level. You don't get the defense that you get from Jae Crowder, but you definitely get an upgrade in shooting, which can't hurt, especially the Phoenix Suns. If they could get a guy that could shoot like this, and then you still have Cam Johnson, you still, have Bridges, guys like that. Not just that, but Bogdanovic, he could play the 4, he could play the 3. So you get a guy that could play multiple positions if need be. On that team, he might even be better suited at the 4. You have a Chris Paul, Booker, you have Bridges, Bogdanovic, and Ayton. That's a pretty good starting 5 if you ask me. That's a starting 5 that I don't think anyone wants to see. So I definitely think that this would be a big move for the Phoenix Suns if they could do that. I don't really know what else is out there that they could get, especially for, a Jae Crowder. I don't know how demand Jae Crowder would be with all the locker room issues and stuff, and teams knowing kind of like what happened behind the scenes with the Phoenix Suns, probably better than we do. And so, what value is going to be there, what's going to be there for that, and will the Phoenix Suns be able to get a guy like Bogdanovic? If the Suns could get a guy like Bogdanovic, you're adding an 18-point a game scorer for a 9 to 10-point a game scorer. That's a big difference. Again, you're losing the defense, but Bogdanovic at least tries. There's a lot of guys that don't even try in this league and are just bad just to be bad. Bogdanovic at least puts in the effort. He just doesn't have it, but he does have length. He can in moments. But beyond that, whatever ends up happening, at the end of the day, it's going to be on these two guys. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, they're the leaders. They're the best players. They're the stars, the superstars, whatever you rank them as on this Phoenix Suns team. They're the guys that I think this Phoenix Suns team go as far as these two guys take them. And they definitely do, I think, need an upgrade. I think that you see that problem with a lot of teams, right? They're really good, can't quite get over the hump, and they just kind of stand pat because they're like, well, we were in the finals 2 years ago, or we were the number 1 seed the last 2 years, stuff like that. And then that ends up becoming a thing. They don't make any moves, they don't make any adjustments, and then they're never able to get back to that promise. They're never able to get back to that contention team. They're always like forever a 1 seed or a 2 seed, or they regress to a 5 seed or something like that, and then they're never able to get back to where they really want to be. So, I am a big fan of the Phoenix Suns trying to do something to upgrade. Like I said, a Bogdanovic or something like that, if they can get another piece. Even Cam Johnson, even bringing Cam Johnson in and giving him a more prominent role, I think could be hugely beneficial to the Suns. Interject some of that youth in there and allow him and his energy and his length and his, ability to knock down the shots, be a 3-and-D guy, I think could really help the Suns. The Suns, it's not like they don't really have a ton of tradable pieces. They definitely do in like Bridges and Johnson stuff and Ayton, but those are guys they very likely don't want to trade, right? So, outside of those guys, outside of like their core, they don't really have a lot that they can move off of that would be highly desired and sought after. So Phoenix Suns are a very interesting team to me this upcoming season. A lot of teams have gotten better. A lot of teams have improved. And I just think the Suns have kind of stayed the same, which not necessarily a bad thing. But I just think with everything going on, all the improvements to the teams in the West, I really think the Suns take a step back. But that's just me personally. As always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? What do you think of the Suns and their moves and them trying to do something? Do you want them to get Bogdanovic? Do you not? However you feel about it, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Quick little shameless plug, go subscribe to my second channel, link down in the description below. As it stands, Lakers, I am a diehard Laker fan. I love talking Lakers. I could talk Lakers all day, just like I could talk about all sports all day. And I'm sure many of you watching to this point enjoy my commentary, enjoy these discussions. So go check out the Lakers channel. Even if you're not a Laker fan and you just like hearing me talk about stuff in basketball, go over there and subscribe. I'll link down in the description below. I promise you won't be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.